Merhaba, benim adım James, Amerikalıyım. Hello, my name is James. I'm from America. I'm not much of a video blogger, but I recently took a month-long trip to Turkey. It was like a cross-cultural trip that I did for my university. I earned 3 credits for just soaking in the culture and taking a month-long Turkish language class. So I thought I'd share a little bit of what I learned and a little bit about the Turkish language. I just really, really love Turkey. I've been twice now. Ben Türkçe seviyorum. Türkçe ve Türkiye çok güzel. Türkiye'de um, çok güzel insanlar var. I may not have said that right, but Turkish people, I think you know what I'm saying. The people in Turkey are just amazing. And there's amazing history, amazing natural beauty, and it's a modern country. It's just a place that more Americans should know about. I don't understand why it's not more popular and why more Americans don't understand the importance of Turkey. It just blows my mind. So I'm here to hopefully educate you Americans a little bit, and for the Turkish people watching, I hope you just enjoy hearing an American person trying to speak your language. Turkish people really, when they hear you trying to speak their language, when you're trying to speak with them, they love it. Unlike some other countries where they get mad at you for butchering their language, Turkish people like the fact that you're trying. So it's really encouraging. They'll chuckle at you and they'll help you, and they'll fire Turkish right back at you. So you got to be on your toes. So, typical exchange. Merhaba, benim adım James. Amerikalıyım. Memnun oldum. Ben de memnun oldum. I might ask, sen ne iş yapıyorsun? What is your job? What is your occupation? Actually, it literally translates you what do work, or something like that. It just doesn't translate exactly in English, which you'll find that most Turkish does not translate exactly into English. It's just so different from English, and I'll highlight some of the differences as I go along. Let's say you are in Istanbul and you are walking around and you decide to go into a store, a börek store. Börek's like a pastry. It's really good. You would walk in and say, merhaba, bu ne kadar? How much is this? Yeah, bir tane, which means like one portion. And they would tell you probably üç or dört. So I'll just go ahead and name 1 through 10 so you can hear it. It's always fun to hear numbers in other languages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then from that point on, the numbers build on themselves, which is really easy. So, for example, 10 was on. To say 15, you would say 15, which means 10-5, but I mean it's 15. So that's just like really easy. And so they would tell you how much the börek you want is. They would hand you the börek and they would say afiyet olsun. And actually, I failed to mention, actually, when you walk in the store, they're probably going to say hoş geldiniz, which means like welcome, or I hope you find well. And then the proper response is hoş bulduk, which means I have found well. So it's really different from English again. Let's see, you eat your börek, and then you're leaving, and they would say afiyet olsun again. And at first I was like, I already ate my food, but they use it both before and after. It's kind of like, I hope you enjoy your meal, and then I hope you enjoyed your meal. So that was a little confusing at first, but that's how it's used. Let's see, a typical sentence, like let's say, I'm just gonna make up a sentence. Ben saat 7'de Bursa'ya gidiyorum. And so that literally translates. This is to show you how different the sentence structure is. O'clock 7 at, bursa 2, am going. So it just doesn't translate literally. It's way different. In fact, their alphabet, their letters look pretty similar, but they exclude some. I mean, look, most of the letters are the same, even if they're not pronounced the same. But they do exclude, I think, about 4 letters, and then they add like 4, or maybe as many as like 6, I guess. So, to say their alphabet, I won't go through the whole thing, but just to give an example, it goes like this: A, B, J, Ch, D, E, F, H, G. So that's kind of like their alphabet, and it's pretty difficult, I guess, at first. They have like a C with a line that's Che, and S with a line that's She. They have 3 extra vowels. That's the hard part. It's like an I with no dot, which you have to make this face, and then they have an O with 2 dots. That's like oh, and they have a U with 2 dots, So to say their vowels is probably the most difficult thing. To say their vowels together, I guess it would go something like A, E, I, O, something like that. Like, I'm sorry, Turkish people, I know that wasn't right. But when you read Turkish, it actually comes more naturally. Saying them all together, it's really difficult as an English speaker. Çok zor, maalesef. So that's always interesting. Something interesting about Turkey, you can bargain for a lot of stuff. So especially if you're like at the Grand Bazaar or something, you might walk into a store and say, Kaç TL, how much is this? How much TL is this? TL is their currency, Turkish lira. They might say 80 lira, 80 lira. Oh, 50 lira. Say, I'll give you 50 lira for it. And they might say, higher, no. So really the best thing to do at that point is just walk away. And if they really want to sell it to you, a lot of times they'll run after you and say, tamam, gel, which means come. And so they'll sell it to you at that price that you asked for. So that's fun. I did get ripped off one time in Turkey. I went into a börek store in Taksim, which is really in world news right now. And I asked for a bir tane portion of börek. So I had gotten börek several times already during my trip because I really liked it. And every time it had been somewhere around 3 lira, about 4 lira. I'm sorry, 4 lira, that's 4. And so I'm expecting to hear something like that, and then the guy comes back and says, 12 lira. I said, çok pahalı. Allah. Turkish people, you know what I just said. Çok pahalı means very expensive. And then they fired back, tamam, 10 lira. I said, still çok pahalı. And so finally they were like, peki, tamam. 4 lira. I was like, ha, tamam. Çok güzel. So they gave me the normal price. I mean, I had been there 3 weeks. Like, I knew how much I was supposed to be spending for some börek. So that was really fun. But Americans don't let that deter you from going to Turkey. They're really nice, good-natured people. The fact that I was only knowingly attempted being ripped off once is pretty impressive, actually, when you think about it. So the language is difficult, but it's really beautiful, and I think it matches the people there. The beautiful people, the amazing, friendly people that are there, and their amazing country. So if you want to hear more Turkish, if you want to hear a real Turkish person speaking Turkish, the best thing to do would be to go to Turkey. Maybe not the easiest thing to do. If you can't make that happen, look something up on YouTube, look some videos up. Turkish language, Turkish people speaking Turkish, and you should be able to hear it. And so now maybe after hearing me spout off a few things now and then, you at least understand that it's Turkish. You know, understand what they're saying, but you know what it is. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Görüşürüz. My Turkish friends. Siz seviyoruz. Siz seviyorum. See, I still need more work on my Turkish. Anyway, I love you guys. Görüşürüz.